Juuulian. I was gonna say something different before I started this. Or I was gonna say it a different way. Juuulian. With the deep eyes. Still like a pond. Pained eyes. Deep sympathy. I never thought I could. I can't say that I never thought this, but I didn't have the reference point before. Deep compassion, like a diamond vein that runs way deep, but not that human sympathy. We all must make our own choices. Cheshire Cat on American McGee's, Alice said. Only a few find the way. Some don't recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to. I prefer not to think that some don't ever want to. I prefer to think we all gotta grow up one day. But then so many people say, time is an illusion, Thomas. Is it? Is that why I can make coffee out of it? Time is compressible, you know. Water's not. Maybe it is. All depends on how you look at it. You smush them together, I guess. Maybe I'll do some looking into that. Deep eyes. Like what I would imagine water compressed feel like. I wouldn't have thought about actually saying anything about anyone's hurt until after somebody I found very interesting had said something about mine, but I don't really feel it anymore. They said, I can tell somebody hurt you. Aren't you good? Your hair looks nice. Yeah, well, my name's Thomas. How about that? Don't be like doubting Thomas. He says, that's not a shirt you're wearing. It's a pickle jar. I was trying to remember what ChatGPT said about something I can't remember now. Now I'm thinking about what you said about the phones were black mirrors. But you know what I did when I first woke up? With my other hand, I went, and I said, I acknowledge there's no phone in my hand. Boom. I acknowledge that I pressed the record button that was not there this time. Many times, more than once, in a dream. It would seem to be more than just dreams to me. I go to record something to post to YouTube. Just as like a reference point. Just as a reference point. And people would come out the woodworks in those dreams. Hey, you can't be doing that. At first it spooked me. I was like, no. Hey, sorry guys. All right. Multiple times. Hey, you can't be doing that. Like they were scared. No, why else I was scared? It's just a dream, right? And then, I don't know why I started thinking about doing this. It's probably because I started using that phrase. The only reason I thought to use it was because of the Golden Book of Saint Germain. I am the resurrection and the life. It said Yehoshua would use that phrase during the hardest or most trying times of his experience on up to his ascension. That's what it said. So, at one point I was in one of these dreams. There's all this construction and stuff going on over to the side of the house in the side yard. And people come out the woodwork like, hey, you can't be going over there. They were like, what are you doing out of the house? Yeah, Daddy did learn a few things. How about that? I went, held my hand out over them. I said, die. And they hit the ground. And I was like, oh. I said, resurrect. And they stood back up. No, that was interesting. Die. Resurrect. Die. Resurrect. And I was like, hey, ain't no thing. And then I saw a group of folks. I can't remember exactly what it looked like. People wearing the same outfits, uniform. And three makes the charm. There was the four. I saw what looked like a tall, gray alien. I saw him and I knew. I was like, something don't feel quite right about it. And I went, like I was taking in whatever wasn't good in him to be internalized and transmuted from my vital use. There was another one I was looking through the kitchen window before I was able to get out of the house in this dream, in that one. I looked, for some reason, through the kitchen window, looking through into a basketball court, gymnasium at a high school or something, and it's almost like some kind of quiet award ceremony, and there was another tall gray alien. I did the same thing. Formerly on my farm. I don't remember exactly where I got the idea to do that, but I started doing that on my videos. You might have seen me do it. I said, should I say it? Okay, otherwise you won't know what it was. I did this to many people, but they chose to watch the video. I said, no, fuck it. I'm not saying this to you. You don't remember that deal we made, do you? It was a long time ago before you had that face. I'm not saying this to you. I don't say this to people anymore. It was a long time ago before you had that face. You needed somebody to stay awake and you wanted to be asleep. And I said I can do that. Somebody needed to stay awake to wake you up when we got to the golden age. So here I am. You have something in mind and I'm here to take you back. As in, a bit of darkness in you that needs to be transmuted. Every time I did that, people that made videos online, I'd see them blossom and flourish. What you focus on is what you grow. And expand. Well, all of these things that I've done, they've carried on over into my dreams, which have expanded new pathways. And in the Golden Book, or one of the Saint Germain Press books, it says, one student saw like an explosion of white light in her dream. And it says, Saint Germain said, if she were to consciously take in that energy for her vital use, she could have utilized it. Well, I saw an explosion of white light in that one dream with the construction equipment. I was like, right on, sugar. Man. Thank you, Saint Germain. You said, the phone is a black mirror. Well, even if there was no phone in my hand, I could still be like, the phone is a black mirror. I acknowledge that I don't see a phone in my hand this time. Oh, there it is.